Good morning, children. In today's video, we are going to know our great Himalayas in detail. The Himalayan mountains stretch for a distance of 2,400 kilometers from the Indus Gorge in the west to the Brahmaputra Gorge in the east. The width ranges from 400 kilometers in Kashmir to 150 kilometers in Arunachal Pradesh. The altitudinal variation are greater in the eastern half than those in the western half. We will study Himalayas in two parts. First, we will study the Himalayan ranges from the north to south, and then we will study the regional Himalayan distribution. Now, let's start with the ranges of the Himalayas.
When we move from north to south, the ranges are Trans-Himalayas, the Greater Himalayas or Himadri, the Lesser Himalayas, which are also called the Middle Himalayas or Himachal. Then comes the Shivaliks or the Outer Himalayas, and there is Eastern Hills or Purvanchal.
Now, let's look at Trans-Himalayas. As you can see, the Trans-Himalayas consist of three ranges. The first one is the Karakoram range. To the south of Karakoram lies the Ladakh range. Below Ladakh range lies the Zaskar range. These ranges are made up of ocean sediments of the Tethys Sea, which was consumed during the collision of Indian and Eurasian plate boundaries.
Now let's start with the Karakoram range. As we can see that the Karakoram range have their one end in the Pamir Knot, and it have a permanent snow line due to its very high altitude. As far as the location is concerned, it begins in the Wakhan corridor of Afghanistan in the west and encompasses the majority of Gilgit-Baltistan, which lies in Pakistan, and ends into the Ladakh of India, and some of the part also extend to the disputed region of Aksai Chin. Mount K2, the second highest peak of the world, also lies on this range. At the northern west corner are the Pamir Mountains. The southern boundary is formed west to east by Gilgit, Indus and Shok rivers. Now let's look over to the Ladakh range. As you can see that the Ladakh ranges are to the northeast of the Karakoram range and falls in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir, with its northern tip extending into Gilgit-Baltistan in Pakistan. These ranges extend into China, where they are known as the Kailash ranges, which includes the very important pilgrimage Mount Kailash and Mansarovar Lake as well. These ranges separate the river Indus and Shoka, which is also a tributary of Indus, into two halves. The Khardungla Pass, India's highest motorable pass, falls in these ranges only. Now, the Kailash range in the western Tibet is an offshoot of the Ladakh range only. After Ladakh range, now let's come over to the Jaskar ranges. As we can see that the Jaskar ranges is a mountain range in Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir and extend into Uttarakhand as well. The Jaskar river flows through this range and cuts the deep and narrow Jaskar Gorge. Lipu Lake Pass that leads to Mansarovar and Mount Kailash lies in this Jaskar range only. Very important, the Nanga Parvat, which is of a height of 8,126 meters, is also an important range which is in this Jaskar range.
The Great Himalaya or the Himadri. This range, lying to the south of Trans-Himalayas, is the northernmost part of all the Himalayan ranges and is the loftiest and most continuous range of the world, with an average height of 6,000 meters. It contains all the important peaks like Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, Makalu, Dauladhar, Annapurna, Nanda Devi, Kamet, Namcha Barua and Guria Mandhata. The fold of Great Himalayas are not symmetrical in nature. So, the peak of the mountain cannot be seen to the center of the mountain. The core part is composed of granite. The mountains in this region are always covered with snow. Hence, no vegetation grow on these mountains. A number of glaciers like the Gangotri and the Siachen originate from this range. The glaciers feed rivers that form the source of water for a large part of the population. Himachal or Lesser Himalayas. These ranges are running parallel to the Great Himalayas in the north and the Shivaliks in the south. And the ranges are less hostile and more friendly to human contact. The ranges are mainly composed of highly compressed rocks that have undergone considerable change in appearance and composition. In other words, the Himachal are made of altered rocks. The altitude varies between 3,700 and 4,500 meters. The average width is 50 kilometers. The Pir Panjal is the longest range. The other ranges are the Dauladhar and Mahabharat. The Himachal is also known for its hill stations such as the Dalhousie, Shimla, Ranikhet and Nainital. Dalhousie and Shimla belong to the Himachal Pradesh, while Ranikhet and Nainital belong to Uttarakhand. The picturesque valleys like Kashmir Valley, Kulu Valley and the Kangra Valley are part of this area. Shivaliks. The Shivaliks comprises the outermost range of the Himalayas. The average width is 10 to 50 kilometers and the altitude varies between 900 to 1100 meters. They form the lowest ranges of the Himalayas. Overlooking the Great Plains, this chain of hills run almost parallel to the Lesser Himalayas from the Porwar Plateau to the Brahmaputra Valley. These ranges are composed of sediments brought down by the river. Hence, the valleys are covered with thick gravel and alluvium. The valley lying between the Lesser Himalaya and Shivaliks are known as Duns. The famous hill station of Mussoorie is located in the Dehradun. Kotli Dun is in Jammu and known for its scenic beauty, and Patli Dun has the famous Jim Corbett National Park. Purvanchal or the Eastern Hills. The Purvanchal or the Eastern Hills are called so because they are located in the eastern part of India and run in the shape of crescent with its convex side pointing towards the west. These hills extend from Arunachal Pradesh in the north to Mizoram in the south. The Purvanchal comprises the Patkai Hills, the Naga Hills, the Manipur Hills and the Mizo Hills. They mostly comprise of sandstones and are covered with dense forests. Himalayas are also divided on the basis of the regions, demarcated by the river valley. The Himalaya lying between Indus and Satluj is known as Punjab Himalaya. The part of Himalaya between the rivers Satluj and Kali rivers is known as Kumaon Himalaya. The Himalaya between Kali and Teesta rivers is known as Nepal Himalaya, and the Himalaya between Teesta and Dihang rivers is known as Assam Himalaya. This is all for today. In our next video, we'll be doing the northern plains. Thank you.